Raynor, where do we have him?
Oh, this guy. I used P3 battlecruisers.
Yeah.
Put bunkers at the ramps and then add mines later with minerals, extra minerals, and then battlecruisers will dodge most things. Hyperion will do a lot of work, starting off like softening up stuff, and then finish off with battlecruisers. It's the start is really slow. Early game call down management is really important as always. I don't think I think non P3 will be pretty bad against barrier. It's pretty bad
Yeah, because
against barrier.
bio has more stuff to chew through.
Yeah. I put them in next to Han Horner.
Oh wow! During the whole time you were talking, I was mouthing B. I thought for sure you would say B, but that's even worse. How about you, Sticksbender?
There is no way that Raynor's bio is as bad as Han and Horner's. Raynor's bio falls from the sky instead of getting dropped from galleons that are going to have a hard time dodging nukes because of their terrible acceleration.
If you think about it, it's still technically from the sky, just for a lower elevation.
Yes, it's from a lower elevation, from a thing that is dropping them from inside nuke blast radius while having the slowest acceleration ever, so that if it's not currently moving and a nuke appears on it, that it will have just barely started up the engines by the time the nuke vaporizes all your production structures, and now you can't produce. Raynor doesn't care as much about his army getting nuked because you just have more orbitals so that you can have more mules, so that if your Marines do die horribly, well, you can't afford to have it happen that often, but it's not the end of the world. You could still just make more. You don't have to worry about dudes dying from while reinforcing rally. You don't have to worry about your production dying, unlike Han and Horner. Frankly, Marines are better than Reapers, like quite a bit.
Yeah, they have stim.
Yes, and your top bar is better. And your top bar has like tactical jump to run around for things like if you get like a problem, like you have to use top bar for the truck attack waves, then you could just say, Hyperion, get him. Okay, cool. Go tactical jump over there and kill that.
And with the third prestige, your top bar is just more available.
Yeah, except then you aren't using bio, so then that I'd actually say
you
not
go
using
bio
is making your life harder. But yeah,
interesting.
The problem with using pure top bar on this map is keeping the truck alive. Welcome back to things that don't shoot up, kill your truck. It's a pain in the butt.
Interesting.
But you can still use that. It's an option. I would personally prefer bio.
I'd prefer the third prestige because of the same Dragoon problem that Artanis has. His bio could get big, and it might get unwieldy to dodge nukes with.
Marines are pretty small though, and
what if they're backed into a corner? They can just
into a corner. Then yeah, well, keep in mind your Marines are quite fast. So worst case scenario, you're backed into a corner. You stim. You sprint straight into the middle of Amon stuff where the nuke isn't. Are you getting shot at? Don't care. Sprint right on top of him. And then as soon as you stop to fire, guess what? You just did like extreme measure stutter stepping, so you now just instantly shred everything you just walked into.
You sprint, you right click out of the nuke straight into siege tank or lurker fire.
Yeah, and
bio dice anyway.
But hey, this encourages you to run up and get on top of the siege tank and kill it. And even if you lose a bunch of Marines, more fall from the sky. So it's fine.
It's fine. So where do you
I would say Jimmy is comfortably B tier.
I agree
much better than Han and Horner.
I agree with B, but
no. What do you have to do to maintain such an army? You have to drop mules. When you drop mules,
you're not looking at your army.
You're not looking at
your army.
Yes.
Exactly.
I would primarily drop mules when my army's at home though, anyways, because the reality is, your army.
You also have to build
Raynor's
depots.
army doesn't work slow. Once you go out to like clear the bases, it shouldn't. It takes 6 minutes for an orbital to go from 0 energy to full. And it should not take 6 minutes from when you leave the door to when you have cleared that section, because your DPS is high.
You still need to.
You stand and you don't gain by like sitting back at long range and trying to skirmish things out. No, you are short range, high DPS, fragile. You run in there. The faster things die, the better it is for you, not Amon. So go get them, and then you walk home, and then you drop another wave of mules, and then you repeat.
You still need to look at your base to build depots.
You do, but like basically, I think that a lot of Raynor's looking at his base can happen when the army is at the base, or when his army got nuked, and it's like, well, okay, look at the base, make a new army, and go again.
All right, I actually agree with B, but using the battlecruiser and Hyperion strategy, it feels safer to just camp your army, similar to how I would do it with Phoenix. Just camp your truck above the ramp, and your army just hugging the truck, and you use the Hyperion to clear the map. It's slower, but it's less risk. But I don't know. I don't think that's a lower than B strategy. It's safer too. But
If you don't manage your top bar early game, you're gonna be getting carried because you're doing a very little.
that's
If you
actually
use
true.
the top bar at the wrong time.
That's actually true. I agree with that point.
For the first 10 minutes, you have to like know exactly when to call down which wave to call down Hyperion, or else you have like nothing for the second wave if you waste your Banshees or something. Or if you call the Hyperion too early, then you have nothing for 6 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, firstly, what are you calling your Hyperion and Banshees on other than the waves, given that they literally come off cooldown?
How do you clear the first
waves
area?
spawn? But also the other thing is that you can have units for the beginning, and the first area and the first waves aren't particularly huge on this map. This isn't like Chain of Ascension or something.
They have barrier too.
They have barrier.
He's like the commander that where all 3 mutators actually matter.
All three mutators matter. Well, all 3 mutators matter to Han and Horner too, but uh,
I thought we established you can destroy all the buildings, so at least Photon Overload.
you
It's
can
not
destroy all
really-
the buildings, but not that doesn't solve the early game, and also, yeah, that doesn't solve the first base, and it kind of solves the second base, but like there's like Nexus / Hive whatever in the back, and that's several thousand hit points.
Okay, let's solve it this way. Who is Raynor closer to? Is he closer to Artanis or is he closer to Han and Horner?
I think Han and Horner.
Artanis. Like Han and Horner is much worse than Raynor, I think. Like I don't think it's close.
Personally, I think is closer to Artanis because there's a safe way for him to do this mutation. I know that there's a risk of getting carried, but even if you're
That's not
ally,
what this is.
yeah, that's not what this is. But even if you're all alone, theoretically, you can still kind of do it with just the safe strategy of just waiting for your Hyperion. And if you need to go faster, you can always just fly out with your battlecruisers. If you're gonna get nuked, you can just teleport out or fly out with your battlecruisers. Wait for the truck to respawn. It's free. It's just time.
The only
added.
reason I hate to recommend that is because like you say it goes faster, and then it doesn't actually save
Doesn't
you from
actually-
the fact that the siege tank is shooting your truck, and the siege tank was hiding behind the construct, so you didn't kill it before, but now you still can't kill it because you can't kill the construct because your truck's dead, and now you spend 2 minutes
You
trying
can-
to figure that out, and then you lose.
You can Yamato the siege tank.
You can, but like I really don't like using pure air on this map against like I don't like not having ground units.
I guess you can mix in
For Tempest,
banshees or
that's okay because
something.
you have zealots with them. But like, I really prefer to have something to tank for the trucks because the trucks just like to die instantly if you are pure air.
Okay, so I just don't think bio is.
I think you can go battle cruisers. I really think bio is better and easier and like a lot easier and more
Bio-
reliable and more carry
Better,
potential.
maybe. Easier, no.
Oh, I actually think it will be easier. You a moving Marines versus microing the heck out of a truck while trying to Yamato, while trying to dodge with slow, expensive air units on the nukes. Units where it actually matters if they get nuked instead of not really mattering that much.
If there's a nuke, you just teleport out, let your trucks die. And
Yeah.
if there's no nuke, then you fight. And battle cruisers deal a lot of
The
damage.
problem is running out of time then, because it's so slow.
I don't
I
think
think losing your army to nukes is much slower. And like the escort waves have barrier, and if your army's not big enough, if you're off by a few units, you might lose everything or lose a lot more, and then it's hard to catch up.
I don't think. What do you mean by off by a few units? What army size are
Like-
you expecting? Are you expecting
Like
like
if your
40
armies,
Marines?
if you don't completely overrun them because your army is big enough, then their army is gonna be stronger than yours, and they'll kill you, right?
yes.
Yeah.
If you have enough stuff, you do enough DPS, then you kill them. But if you're off, if your numbers are not right, then they will kill you.
Yeah, by going air, if your numbers are off, you just teleport back to base.
Yeah, and you have some bunkers waiting because you'll have lots of extra minerals.
I'd rather recommend the battlecruiser strategy if it were up to me.
Okay, whatever. The point is, they are both strategies that I think both of them make it to B tier.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I think B, you can get to B with a battlecruiser strategy.
I'd rather either of those than Han and Horner. Even if I'd like much prefer Bio as an easier strategy.
For me, it's not about being better or worse than Hot and Horn or equal to Hot and Horn. For me, it's the mutation's easy enough that it's B, because the mutation's easy enough.
Yeah, I don't think he's C. Like either way is the reality. Yeah.
I think the strategy works. You know, it's semi-reliable. That's why B. But if Tutu still insists with C, I have a little friend here. I haven't brought him out in a few weeks, but hey, it's Emilio Aguinaldo, the 5 peso coin from the Philippines. So 5. Wait, I had to write this down so I don't forget. 5. The 5.
I thought I used P2 or Han Horner. I actually used P1 Han and Horner.
The 5 is B.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, to be honest, because
Okay.
that way you get your mag mines for the little escort wave thing for the truck.
Yeah, the magmines are I actually like the fast magmines for the first prestige. But anyway, 5. If it lands on 5, it's B. If it lands on flower, it's C. So let the coin determine what tier Raynor will end up in. It's 5. It landed on 5. Let it be known. Okay, so Raynor is B. The coin has spoken.